You smell that?
Nature's most powerful aphrodisiac.
Leaving right after this drink. Rock and roll, whiskey, and other stories. With your host, Brian Shaw.
Cheers. And welcome to episode 28 of I'm Leaving Right After This Drink, Rock and Roll, Whiskey, and Other Stories. Wow, my friends, it has been a long time since I've recorded one of these things. It feels a little weird, you know? Not only does it feel weird because it's been so long, it also feels weird because like the winter of 25 and 26 is here at the same time. That's why I'm like wearing this flannel, because it's fucking freezing here in Florida. Yeah, it's freezing. And by freezing, it's 40, okay? And I'll be the first one to admit that, listen, if it's below 70, dude, I'm in a long sleeve shirt, sweatshirt, flannel, whatever, because cold to me is below 70 these days. But anyhow, here we are, episode 28. Finally, like I said, I know a lot of you have been waiting, and you're like, dude, what the fuck's going on? Others of you are like, who the fuck is this guy? So let me just say, it's good to be back as we record this January 1st of 2026, and it'll probably be out, 2nd or 3rd of January, whatever. And but man, so much stuff has gone on in those 3 months. It's insane. Like I was all ready to do another episode, because my last episode was about Nashville Pussy and going to see their show down at Janus, and then a couple of weeks later, I saw Stephen Piercy and Warren DeMartini as Rat with Trickster. What? Yeah, Trickster. And Enough's Enough. And I can just tell you this much. It was shitty. Because the sound was just fucking terrible. So if it was their sound guy, they need to fucking fire that guy because he was awful. But anyway, man, good to be back at it. Got a little Whistle Pig 6-year going on tonight. Thanks to Tits McGee, who was nice enough to grab that bottle for me for a Christmas gift. So thank you, Tits McGee. That was pretty nice, very nice, and it tastes fucking delicious. So we'll get into a little bit more of my one of our concerts with myself and Tits McGee, as we saw a couple of shows over that time frame. One of those shows, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, always fantastic, is the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Who else did we see in there? Like I said, I mentioned the Warren DeMartini thing and Stephen Piercy and Trickster and Enough's Enough. Yeah, all on one bill. So weird. I mean, not weird because of the three bands, but just weird in general that they were even touring. And then we saw Gary Hoey on his 30th anniversary tour for his Ho Ho Hoey Christmas shows. So that was really cool. I hadn't seen that in a long time, probably like 12 or 13 years since I saw a Christmas show from Gary. And what's even more awkward about the thing with Gary, not really awkward, but just weird, is that I hadn't seen Gary in so many years. And then like in the last year, I've seen the guy like 3 or 4 times in concert. It's so fucking crazy. And his kid is just unbelievable on guitar. So I know I've mentioned this a bunch, but if you ever get a chance to see Gary, you should definitely do so, man. Just another one of those guys in that guitar hero world with, Steve Vai and Satriani and Eric Johnson and that, man. But I don't think Gary gets the credit that he should for being the guitar virtuoso that he is. And his kid is going to be right up there with him in a few years. That's for sure. So where do we begin with all the shit that has happened over the last 3 months? Well, let's see. Let's think about this. Well, let's see. First of all, beginning of October, I kind of told myself, listen, man, you're getting a little fucking fat. I do these podcasts. I, would record myself playing some guitar and stuff. And I go, damn, dude, you're fat. And, people go, the camera adds 10 pounds. No, the camera adds exactly what it fucking sees. And it's you being fat. So just a word to the wise who want to say that the camera adds 10 pounds. It's not the camera. So I finally decided it was time to get a fucking personal trainer and get myself back in the gym and whip myself back into shape. And I had a goal in the middle of October that I would hit a loss of 20 pounds before the beginning of 2026. I'd actually set Christmas as my deadline or as that goal date, but it turns out it happened yesterday on New Year's Eve, which was fucking still phenomenal to me because you have to understand, I was also down for about 3.5 weeks where I couldn't work out at all. And I'm going to get into that too. So let's kind of, back up a little bit, I guess, as like I said, we mentioned the concerts and then, I start working out and I'm kicking ass. I'm fucking killing it. I have a little bit of mild back pain and stuff. And, I'd go to the gym like, man, dude, my fucking back is hurting. But I'm thinking, it's because of all the working out. It's, it's new. I haven't done anything in so long that these workouts are just so intense that it's like, dude, you're just hurting. And it's the good hurt, as they say, right? And man, it fucking was kicking my ass. And then like the week before Thanksgiving, I think, Tits McGee and myself, well, we were headed down to Fort Myers to see Gary Hoey do that Christmas show. And my back had been a little tweaked or whatever over those few weeks, like I said. But we got stuck in a traffic jam on the way down to Fort Myers. A normal 2-hour drive turned into a 5-hour drive because some assholes don't know how to fucking control themselves when they're on I-75. And it blocked all 3 lanes going south on the interstate. So we decide we're going to get off the interstate and we're going to take a fucking another route, which ended up being just as long because everybody was doing the same thing, of course. And at one point, I'm like, I got to get out of the car. Like, first of all, I got to take a piss. It's been 4 hours. Like, I got to go. And, at the same time, my back is in extreme pain at this point. And, and I let Tits McGee know, like, hey, listen, when we get out of this car, don't be alarmed. It's going to be like very hard for me to get out of my vehicle. So we pull into the fucking Wawa and she gets out of the car like, woo, here we go. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I got out of the car in the most pain I've ever felt in my entire life. And definitely in recent fucking history, that's for sure. I mean, I got out of the car and I could barely stand up. Like I had to hold the car for balance because I couldn't stand upright. It was absolutely insane. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I will be. But I just need to do some walking to kind of get the blood flowing again and stuff. So I did a nice little walk to the restroom and back and got me a snack and something to drink. And it was like, all right, cool. I think we can make this last hour to the venue. Well, thankfully, when we got to the venue, I was able to stand and kind of lean up against this fucking, this thing in the venue, which I think saved me from being in even more extreme pain because it actually felt good to stand up and be standing up for, a good hour and a half or 2 hours. And, witness another fantastic show with Gary. And like I said, man, if you guys ever get a chance, you got to check the guy out. He's awesome live. He's got a great new album out that's called Avalanche. And he's even got a new Christmas album out and got some new Christmas songs on it. I think he even did an original Christmas song. And, he's got some heavy fucking Christmas songs. I like it. So, we hang out, we meet Gary again after the show, shoot the shit. And I got to see my buddy Ed from Chicago, who was down to see his family at Thanksgiving. And it was always good to see that dude, always good catching up. And so then it's the time for the ride home. Thankfully, it's only a 2-hour ride home. It's the normal time to get home. And of course, me and Tits McGee have a blast at the show. It's always a fun road trip with her. And drop her off. I make it back to my house. And by that point, man, I was so hurting that I was like, you know what? I can just sleep in my car. It's okay. I'll just recline the seat. Everything will be good. Like it was so bad that I could hardly move my leg to get out of the car. I literally had to take my hand, grab my fucking jeans, and stick it out of my car and do the same thing with the other leg. Yeah, it was fucking crazy. And I thought, you know what? I could sleep here, but sooner or later, I'm still going to have to make it up to my apartment. So I did the exact same thing again, man. I get out of the car with every fucking ounce of energy it takes to get out of the car. And I got to use the car as balance again. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And of course, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's just, man, it's just bad. Make it up to the house. I lay down. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Like it never felt so good to lay down in my entire life. Like it was fucking amazing. And, managed to take care of that. But over the next 2 weeks or so, it just gets worse. Like it's hard for me to get up to go to work. It's hard for me driving into work, standing up, sitting down. Like it's insane. It is the most intense pain that this guy's ever felt in a long fucking time, if not my life. And, I eventually go to the doctor, and it doesn't really help. And so he's like, dude, we got to get some x-rays. So we do some x-rays, and come to find out, I have herniated L4 and L5 discs. I've got bone deterioration. And when you bend over, your back should go like this and bend over with you. Well, mine likes to say, fuck you, and it only wants to go like this. So it's very difficult for me to bend over and tie my shoes and all that kind of shit, man. It is fucking terrible. And I really thought that the back pain was just coming from the aggravation of working out and so on. Turns out, not the case. So I guess kind of a blessing in disguise that I kind of figured out exactly what my back problem is. And, I talked to my trainer. My trainer's like, dude, we'll just fucking redo the workouts. And, we're just going to do stuff that's just nothing but your body weight. And I'm like, well, got plenty of that. So we should be good there. And so after, again, probably 3.5 weeks, I finally just was like, dude, I got to get back in there. The doctor's like, dude, I would wait until the first of the year. And I'm like, man, I can't. At this point, I got the bug. I'm fucking enjoying my workouts because my fucking trainer is a lot of fun and we have a blast. And so, and not to mention, I'm fucking seeing results and shit. So you're excited, right? And so it was just crazy. So we get back in the gym. Now, this is a Thursday that I happen to make it back in the gym. And I remember this because it was a crazy workout. And I thought, you know what? It's first time back. We're going to ease into it a little bit. Not really. It was kind of like, all right, dude, here we go. And it was leg day. No one likes leg day, dude. Fuck leg day, right? No one likes it. But here we are, leg day. And I got to do these squats up against the wall with the big rubber balls behind me. And I'm up and down with my arms are out and shit. Dude, it's crazy. I could feel my legs going, dude, what the hell? After the first set of these squats. I got to do 3 of these plus all the other workout. By the time I get home, it's a 20-minute drive to my house from the gym. My legs were in so much pain, I didn't think I was even going to make it up the stairs to get into my apartment. And then the next day, fuck that. Walking up and down those, dude, that was fucking brutal. Now, in the meantime, I'm texting my trainer a couple of times, being like, dude, workout was great. He's asking me how my back's doing. I'm like, it's getting better. And in the same time, I'm like, dude, you're also a son of a bitch. Wow, hurts. And he's like, why? And I'm just like, listen, I'll tell you about it when I get into the gym on Saturday. So Saturday, I come rolling in, and I'm like, you know what? Like I said, man, you're a son of a bitch. But, dude, it was crazy. So he's like, what's going on? I go, all right, well, let me tell you. And this is a little bit too much information here, but I feel like it's kind of funny also. So here we go. I said, it's hard enough to maneuver and sit down and get up and stuff in your own house on a couch, a chair, whatever that is when you got a bad back. But then when you got workout legs after an intense leg day and your legs are like, fuck you, buddy, it makes it even worse. And I go, so you know what it's like already to sit down on the toilet with a bad back? Listen, dude, you ever sat down on the toilet with a bad back and legs that are killing you from a workout? That is insane. And yeah, that was very painful. I mean, that was one of those times when literally and I absolutely fucking hate taking my phone into the bathroom. But that was one of those days where I was like, dude, I got to take my phone into the bathroom with me just in case I fall down trying to get off the toilet or just fall off the toilet in general because I'm in so much pain that I got to call 911. You know what I'm saying? Because fuck it. Somebody's going to have to come rescue my ass. No pun intended. Whew. So I managed to cuss him out a little bit more. And then, he's the trainer and he's in charge. So he then, kicks my ass into shape even more on that Saturday. But anyhow, but the results have been amazing. We're down 21 fucking pounds as of the recording of this. I'm pretty stoked. The belly is finally starting to go down just a little bit, not a lot, but it's going down enough that you're seeing results and you're like, dude, this is cool. Because that's the reason why a lot of people stop working out, is because they don't see the fucking results, right? People get frustrated and decide they're going to stop. But man, I've been sticking with it, and I'm even impressing myself on the fact that I've stuck with it this long. But when the results are happening, man, you can't help but feel fucking good. I feel great going into 26. I think there's a lot of cool shit that I'm going to be able to do with the podcast this year, because here's the other thing. Got a new fucking website going. My old website got some malware on it and fucked it all up. And then my hosting company, they were a bunch of dickheads. Been with that company, HostGator, by the way, just in case you're on there, get the fuck off of there. Been with them 18 years, and they basically, kind of fucking, in my opinion, took me for $250 for a service that I didn't really need. And so here I am. I got my friend Stacy to build me a kick-ass website. It's still brianshaw.com, but we got all the podcast episodes up there. You can also watch them on YouTube and stuff. And of course, you can always get the podcast at all the fucking platforms: Apple, Spotify, all that shit, iHeart. So it's everywhere. But the new site is simple, it's cool, it's slick, and we're going to be able to add some more shit to it as we go into 26. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to be posting my old interviews. Were up there on my old website. They're going to be on the new website eventually. And so just a lot of cool stuff happening as we move into, later this year. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also going to try and get some interviews going here on this channel, but still going to keep it under like 20 minutes, man, because I feel like nobody wants to listen to these fucking hour-long podcasts. Fucking who cares, right? Nobody wants to fucking listen to that shit. I mean, people do, obviously, but not me. And but I have a good idea of what I want to do this time for the people that I want to talk to. And I think it's going to be really cool. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. It's not going to be like just this normal like question and answer kind of thing. And so I'm really hoping to kind of explore that with a few people just to kind of get going and see what you guys think of that shit. So it should be pretty cool, though. I'm looking forward to it, and just looking forward to 26, man. I think it's going to be a fucking awesome year. And I know we all say that when it's January and we're like leaving 25 or the previous year. We're all like, oh, fuck that year, man. The new year, though. Like I saw my Facebook memories, over the past years, they all said the same thing. They're like, dude, can't wait to get out of 2016. 17 is going to be kick-ass. And guess what? 17 wasn't kick-ass. And, or whatever. So we all say it, but quite honestly, man, I'm feeling really fucking good about this year. And I'm sure I'll add some new guitars and shit to the collection this year too, which I don't really fucking need, but whatever. I got a guitar problem. We've all admitted that, or I've admitted that, before. So as we round out tonight's conversation, I don't know if I just spit on myself or not, but as we bring things to a close for tonight, as I like to keep these things under 20 minutes, if at all possible, and I've been pretty damn successful. I think I've had one that went like 25 minutes, but everything else has been under 20. I want to thank everybody again for supporting the podcast, liking, sharing, subscribing, whatever you've done. If you bought a t-shirt, whatever the case may be, man, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for supporting it. Keep doing so. I am definitely, because I'm stoked about the new website and everything, there will be updates to the podcast way more frequently than what I have ever done. 28 episodes in 2 years. I could be a little bit better than that. Or like maybe a year and a half, something like that. But it could definitely be better than that. I'm going to get on it. I'm going to make sure that we got some cool shit to talk about. Got some funny stories, down the road. And it's just going to be an awesome year. So cheers to everyone. Everybody have a fantastic fucking holiday weekend and the weeks to come, because I know by the time I post this, the weekend will probably be over. And again, thank you. Liking, sharing, subscribing, supporting, the whole fucking deal. It is greatly appreciated. Cheers, my friends.
Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. You dig?
God bless the internet.